the White House.
Yeah.
I think that was hard to, because I was at my desk like in another job, so I was literally in an ad agency building something for myself. So I mean, it's so long ago, I can't quite remember, but I think if I did that nowadays, I'd probably only be given like maybe 2 weeks maximum to build something like that. That's normally what is the time frame I get given. So I've learned ways to make things quicker, so I'd be able to do it in that time frame. So yeah, but I mean, some of those, like that last set, which is really huge, like I had a team of 8 people working into me to build all this stuff, because that was one shot, but then if each thing animates, they all have like, 7 other compartments for that one building. So it's like, we made 74 buildings for that one set, and like 2/3 of them had animation sequences, so then I'm not always by myself, but you get quicker, for sure. Obviously you can see like with my complete fail with the grass, like, you understand you need to build way more of stuff.
How many vulvas have you made?
I've made 117 in total, which is great. So people have actually been sending me in images, which you can do through nomorcunning.com, because this project actually, we really want to raise awareness of FGM by putting on a traveling exhibition. So we're asking women to submit pictures of themselves if they feel comfortable enough to do so, to get more people talking about their genitals, because it's a really taboo subject, and the more people aren't aware of it, then the more FGM is happening. And like 3 million girls a year experience FGM, which is like 8,200 girls a day, which is extreme. So I think it is a topic worth talking about, even if it's quite like maybe a little bit in your face with how, it's quite brutal really as a practice, but then I think by making little genitals we can open up people talking about it in a way that's quite approachable, which is what I was hoping with the project. But yeah, we really want to travel with that one and like take it to some galleries in different places and get more people talking.
Are there ways to support that project?
Through nomorcutting.com. You can go online and either buy artwork, which we're giving to a charity that I'm working with, who are like in the field and really trying to change the laws and the practice of how it's happening, or just by donating a picture. Also through there, by an anonymous Dropbox I set up, and people send me an image, and then I make it, and then it's all anonymous, but it'd be really great actually if some of you do feel brave enough to do it. I mean, we do keep growing, and I've actually got the most support from Holland and Germany in terms of images coming through, and then Britain, which I was pretty surprised at. Come on, the prudish Brits. But yeah, so I mean, it'd be great to keep that growing, and this is what I've started this year, and just to keep more people talking about it. But it's quite interesting when you present people with like the genitals to see how people respond with it. I mean, it's people aren't always expecting it. But then it was really interesting to show how different and varied they are, just to see people's response, and yeah, it's an interesting fun.
How often do you get paper cuts?
I know. I've more got knife cuts, so like I've dropped a knife like on my leg from my table, and it was like a proper slow-mo, like woo, and I'm like, oh god, and then you just see like the blood and something like that, or I've like chopped a bit of my thumb off, but I don't really get paper cuts, maybe more knife injuries.
Have you ever had to, or do you ever turn down projects because they're either too complicated or they don't fit into your sort of creative vision?
The only thing I did turn around was someone wanted the guillotine project, and we were super excited by taking it to places, but then they really didn't have the right message for it, and it's also taking something that's super iconic and a little bit dark, and then if someone really wants to present it in a way that's even really not feeling great, I think sometimes you really have to make the decision of no, like, we don't want to do it. And they kept calling us at 4 a.m. as well, being like, we've got this going on, but like, it's really not the right kind of relationship. But I think, yes, for things like that, they're a little bit more serious, and maybe it's always good to do that. But nothing's ever too complicated. There's always a way to make something, either through polygons, which are like flat, like to make a sphere. You can't really fold a piece of paper into a sphere. You have to make it from angled shape. So there's either a way to do it through geometric artwork or through just sculpting. But yeah, that's the only one I've really not pushed for it.
How big is your desire to keep on making things yourself? Because you said like the set in LA, that you had that made with a team?
Mm-hmm.
And is it more important for you to create it so that it happens, or how important is it that you keep on creating yourself?
I love to do it in my spare time then, to still keep building, like all the genitals I've been building myself, but that job in LA, I had to design 7 different sets, so there wasn't even time for me to I had to teach people how to do it and then brief them, so I was constantly briefing 8 people and then they'd finish and then brief something else, so I think I managed to make one Space Needle with somebody else for a little bit, so when I had a moment I'm like, oh thank God I can glue some stuff, and then someone had a question, so I have to do that. So my priorities, I have to manage the team first, even though I'd love to be, when I have a moment, I just sit down and start gluing, but it does it 5 minutes and someone needs help on something, or so yeah. But still always good to be hands-on, because you have to work out the treatment first, and then you can brief people versus them just always going by themselves.
Maybe, yeah, these last 2 questions. Is there a question here?
I'm just wondering where you find your patience. Do you think that's just something that's in you, or did you learn that over time?
I think I'm a super animated, shaky person, so my hands are really shaky, and I've always just been like, oh my God, and I think actually kind of making things out of paper helps to calm me down. It's quite meditative, so I've always kind of found it quite nice to go to this nice, relaxing, happy place. So for me, I really enjoy it. It's not, and this is what I think is the difference between people. If people don't have enough patience, then they're never going to be as good of a model maker as other people. And you can really see the people that rush it, and then I always have to fix it because it's got a glue smudge on it. Or I did a car commercial, and someone had their thumbprint on the windscreen. And I'm like, Toyota aren't going to like this, so then I have to replace it and fix it. So yeah, patience is a virtue really in this. But yeah, I find it really relaxing to do all this stuff. I mean, I think otherwise I would have just really given up on that house project, the second one, because there was so many things to build. But movies is a great way to, if you're watching Blue Drive, movies keep you not going completely insane. I knew the whole thing of Friends from start to finish. Yeah. I'm that annoying person that will sit next to you quoting all the movies. Shut up, man. But yeah.
So, I was wondering, what's your point of view on sustainability? Because obviously when we paper, there's a lot of paper being wasted. So what's your point of view on that?
Well, we always recycle the stuff that we recycle, and then the client keeps all the sets. That huge set didn't go in the bin. That all went to Chicago, and they're displaying it in a lot of places. So most of the time, if we've done our job well, we don't. There's also no time for error, so we're not building 20 different things and then they do it. The guillotine they've just taken down, and all of them wanted to keep a load of the butterflies and the roses of it. And I mean, we do just keep recycling with stuff, really. At least our office has a great recycle section as well, and I have my little bin next to me in my recycling. But I mean, it's not like I make all those huge projects all the time. You do one huge TD a year, and then the rest is tabletop stuff. So I'm not photocopying or printing. So those little glass islands, they were kind of this big. So there was really hardly any waste or paper used in that sense. So yeah, I'm using a Google search engine now where you plant trees instead. There's a really great one where you can plant trees by what you're searching. So therefore I feel like I'm fueling back to what I'm taking away.
Great. Thanks so much, Mandy.
Thank you.